From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your morning update.
American Door Company has been family-owned and operated for over 29 years, supplying Northern California with quality garage doors, garage door openers, and installed with the best service you'd expect from a locally owned company. We serve all of Northern California from Willows all the way up to the Oregon state line. Give us a call today.
Happy Friday morning to you. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Krueger. The weekend is almost here. What a gorgeous day yesterday. We've got more of the same today. You'll notice probably more clouds, but the winds will be calmer in the valley. So increasing clouds, but dry today. Off and on rain for the weekend into Monday. We'll go into that much more detail, especially in your deeper dive forecast. Snow levels, though, fairly high with this one, probably above 6,000 feet in most cases. But those spring-like temperatures we've been talking about, they're going to get here eventually, but it's going to be sometime around the middle of next week. All right, here's a look at Krueger's Quick Cast for those of you in a hurry and just want to see what the forecast is for today. Well, here you go. Heading out the door this morning, you're heading out to work in the valley and the coast, low 40s. 20s for Modoc County and mainly in the 30s for Trinity County, Siskiyou, and the eastern mountains. So this is an approaching storm system that's tapping into the moisture here. That moisture is what's going to be the source for our rain over the weekend. Now, as this pushes through, it's going to weaken significantly. So any rain we do see late tonight, early tomorrow morning, is going to be fairly insignificant. Let's show what I'm talking about. So we go through the day today, you'll see the high clouds will be on the increase especially. Then by the second half of the day, afternoon, probably some of those mid-level clouds coming in. We'll call it partly cloudy. There's that rain I was talking about. That's the cold front we were looking at here. That will weaken significantly. Could see a stray sprinkle in the evening and overnight hours for parts of the north coast. That makes its way eastward. Siskiyou County, maybe even parts of the valley, and then east of that late tonight. Hey, you're heading out to the ski park. No new fresh snow, but they're still looking at some good snow depth out at the summit. Groomed and packed powder, depending on which ski run you go on there. And of course, the road conditions are looking pretty good out there. Of course, the ski park highway and the parking lot, most likely still a lot of that packed snow on there. But no chain requirements this morning. But just be careful of those slick spots. That can obviously still be an issue here. All right, so for today, I am expecting temperatures to be in the mid to upper 60s in the valley, and we've got those 40s and 50s for the higher elevations, and it looks like those mid to upper 50s out along the coast here. For tonight, got those temperatures low to mid 40s in the valley, not as cold, but still chilly nonetheless. For the mountains, 20s and 30s, upper 30s for Trinity County, and out towards the coast, those temperatures in the low to mid 40s. Here's your 7-day forecast. We're going to go into more detail on the timing of when all the rain comes in, but bottom line, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, anywhere in Northern California, you just want to make sure you've got something with you that can keep you dry in case you get caught under a shower, okay? The better chances will be on the coast and inland and even out towards Trinity County. And we take a look at Siskiyou, Modoc, and the eastern mountains. It does dry out for everyone by Tuesday, and we're warming things up too by Wednesday and Thursday. All right, that's a look at Krueger's Quick Cast. Hey, there's a free 24-hour streaming channel. Did you know that? All you have to do is go to your YouTube app on your TV or anywhere. But really what's cool about the YouTube app on TV is not only can you watch the 24-hour streaming channel like you see here, but you can watch on demand the latest video forecasts like the one you're watching right now. And if you have a Fire Stick or Roku, you can download the app there and watch the 24-hour streaming channel. Just search for Weather NorCal in all of these apps here. And if you go to YouTube, by the way, subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. That kind of helps me and helps the channel in general. So check it out. The 24-hour streaming channel you can watch right there on your big screen TV. All right, so here we go. Let's talk about this. This right here is that cloud deck that's going to be moving in. We're already seeing it here this morning. That's going to be pushing eastward. This right here is that stream of moisture. That's all coming down from the southwest. We've got these areas of low pressure. We've got this activity. This is all going to be impacting us over the weekend. All right, so before we progress and move forward and talk about the atmospheric river, someone made a comment that they feel that the term atmospheric river is overused. They went on to explain and say, so essentially it's going to be an area of low pressure and a cold front moving through and raining. Yes, cold front, those are terms. The problem with atmospheric river, and I'm going to say this, is when it was first introduced to you, the public, unfortunately, the media, not me, the media took this phrase and used it as a doom and gloom scare tactic, okay? They've kind of tapered down on that a bit here, But I've never been one to say, oh, it's the end of the world. Because the thing is, there are different categories of atmospheric rivers. It's a term that we use, and it's something that we use in our forecasting tools, right? So this is a source of moisture for the storms that are coming in. Bottom line. And an atmospheric river helps tell the story. Because if you have moisture coming in from an atmospheric river, what kind of moisture is it? It's warm, moist air. Typically, if you don't have a cold area of low pressure to tap into that, then it's going to be fairly high snow levels. How long will that atmospheric river be pointed at? 1 day, 2 days, 3 days? That is a huge, huge part of the story as well. All right? So again, I don't overuse it. I don't use it as a scare tactic. It's not something that's overused. It's just part of the weather story. All right, I'm off my soapbox. Let's get into it. And by the way, the person who mentioned that was very nice about it, said they appreciate my forecast. So if you're watching, I appreciate your comments. I appreciate everyone's opinions. All right, so here we go. This is the atmospheric river, and this is, see what's happening? All right, so look what happens. You see how we're kind of breaking off this nice, healthy stream of moisture, and you get this little burst of moisture that's heading right for Northern California. But notice where it's aimed. The center of it is over the north coast, and then it kind of spreads to the north and to the south. That's for Saturday. Now, Sunday, you see how it's kind of hinting at trying to point a little bit more to the north, and then to the south of that, a bit drier. That's a part of the story here that we're going to be looking at when we look at futurecasts. Okay, this right here is important to take note because that will determine who sees rain and who doesn't. Okay, because you can get a lot of times you get a sharp cutoff of where the rain is and where the rain isn't. Okay, there's an area of low pressure right here. You see that? That is going to help to push that energy down to the south. So through the day on Monday, that atmospheric river shifts to the south. But you see how much weaker it is? It's not as healthy as a stream of moisture, but it certainly is moisture nonetheless. And that's what's going to bring us some rain on Monday. Now by Tuesday, that's all done with, and we're no longer under the influence of any atmospheric rivers for Tuesday, Wednesday, really through next week. All right, so that's kind of what we're looking at here. All right, so we talk about the strength of the atmospheric rivers. How long is it sticking around? How healthy is that source of moisture? Well, we are in category 1. That's the weakest of 5, okay? When you get into the green and yellow, all right, let's talk about the potential for flooding, but we're not in that. So we're not talking about flooding. This is just going to be some good old-fashioned rain, beneficial rain, rain that we're happy to see. But you'll notice, much like what we saw on that previous graphic where that stream of moisture is coming from, starts off fairly strong, but then it starts to weaken, and then of course by Tuesday, it's pretty much out of here. All right. Let's walk you through all of this. Take a look at your future cast here. And remember, we're going to talk about what that atmospheric river and the points of where we see rain and where we don't. But we're not really looking at any rain today, just the increase in the cloud cover. There it is tonight. You see that weak disturbance passing through. It's very weak. Most of you be asleep when those sprinkles or light showers pass through. Even the valley could see some of those. Tomorrow morning, some clouds, maybe some low clouds and fog for some of us, especially along the coast. And then through the day Saturday, clouds once again will be on the increase. But, you know, we're actually looking at sunshine for the first half of the day. But there is the next batch of rain coming in. Now, by 3 p.m., mid-afternoon, the coast is seeing the rain. Everyone else is dry. Going through the rest of the afternoon into the evening, all right, now the valley is getting in the rain. So is Siskiyou County and westward. But in Modoc County, Lassen, Plumas counties, not seeing much, are you? But by Saturday night, that pushes through. But even so, you're still seeing a lot of breaks in those showers. So look what's happening already. By Saturday, 10 p.m., you've got the showers here. Look where most of the rain is. And that's where the rain is going to be through the weekend, mostly is up to the north. All right, so what we're seeing is this. This is where that main atmospheric river is. Remember I was talking about where it's aimed, and there's usually a sharp cutoff before where the rain is and where we're not seeing rain. We're not really seeing necessarily that major sharp cutoff because we're still seeing some showers here. Some moisture is kind of getting caught up to the south of that, and that's going to bring us some showers by Sunday morning for the valley, not as much off to the east. But you'll notice as we go through Sunday around midday, now some of that pushes eastward Sunday morning for the eastern mountains in Modoc County. But we're now getting more of that sharp cutoff at this point by midday. Look where the rain is. Del Norte County, south and east of that, a sharp cutoff. I mean, we could still see a straight sprinkle here and there, but not much going through the day on Sunday. Most of it's to the north. Now, remember I was talking about that area of low pressure that will push all of this southward Sunday night into Monday. So we are looking at Sunday night into Monday, a chance for more showers for everyone as that all shifts southward. All right, so this is kind of the longer range forecast. It's a little bit more of a coarse model, but again, it's just going to illustrate that chance for showers on Monday. Then by Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, there's the high pressure that's in place here. Now, there is an area of low pressure right here that's going to cut through Southern California. That's just going to bring us some clouds. I don't anticipate any rainfall from it, but bottom line, we've just got high pressure in place, and that's the ridge of high pressure right here. That's going to keep us under mainly sunny skies and above average temperatures. Those 70s we were talking about in the valley are going to be here by the middle of next week. All right, so clearly see where the bullseye of rain is, right? That's typically where we see it. Now, as you head to the south and east of that, you just see less rainfall. So I think of the valley, at most a 1/10 of an inch of rainfall, maybe a little bit more in some cases here, and nearly not as much here as you head off to the east either. Here's just for fun the snow, because you'll notice a lot of the higher peaks are seeing it, like Mount Shasta. You can see Lassen Park or Lassen Peak, that is. There you go, of course. And then, of course, you got the Trinity Alps, the Marble Mountains, and look at the Warner Mountains, also seeing a little bit of snow too. But this is not going to impact your mountain travel in the form of snow. It'll just impact your mountain travel in the form of wet roads. All right, so drier weather. We're talking about rain and snow, but once we get beyond that, you got drier than normal conditions in the forecast, and that'll continue through really the end of next week. All right, take a look at the lake levels. We're not seeing them drop as much, especially Lake Shasta, but we're seeing a slight increase for Trinity. About 77% of your capacity at Lake Shasta and still over 80% for Trinity and Lake Oroville. All right, let's talk about the winds real quickly, because yeah, they're going to be picking up in some spots here. Not today. Very nice day when we're talking about the winds, but we'll start to see the winds progress and get stronger for the coast and the higher elevations. Not so much on Saturday for the valley, but by Sunday, that may be a bit of a different story. Here you can see Sunday afternoon, a bit of that south wind, but everywhere else, I mean, seeing some pretty gusty winds at times throughout the weekend, especially for the coast. Warmer than normal conditions are expected once we see the storm system pass, and there are those 70s we've been talking about. We've been kind of pushing them back over the last few days, but somewhere around Tuesday, Wednesday is when those 70s will most likely start for the valley. The wave heights are still going to be fairly high. They're going to increase here later today. No small craft advisories this morning, but that'll change here by this afternoon and evening. And that'll continue into your Saturday. So it's probably still a small craft advisory on Saturday too. Winds from the south at 5 knots. There's your waves, there's your high or low tide, and of course your sunrise and your sunset. All right, let's wrap things up with your neighborhood forecast. And we start off with Trinity County. Temperatures in the low 60s. And I'm not going to talk about the timing of the rain here with these 7-day forecasts, because they're all different, but we saw that when we were looking at Futurecast, and you get the idea what we're dealing with there. Temperatures upper 50s today along the coast, low 60s inland. For Siskiyou County, we got temperatures in the low 50s for the most part. Happy Camp about 57, 53 degrees for Ashland, Oregon. Just one little bump of love for some of our friends in southern Oregon. Tule Lake about 47, 49 degrees for Alturas, and 44 degrees out towards Cedarville. And there you can see temperatures mainly in the 50s, although Paradise about 60, 61 degrees in Shingletown. Your Valley Neighborhood Forecast brought to you by Walgamith Painting, upper 60s. So yeah, another gorgeous day. The winds are actually going to be calmer out there for the valley. But looking at your 7-day outlook, there's, of course, the showers there. Of course, we talked about the timing. Saturday evening, you've got the rain. Sunday morning in particular. Sunday afternoon, maybe not as wet. And then maybe more showers on Monday before we dry out and warm up for Tuesday and Wednesday. Up to the north, 64 degrees for Whiskeytown and Lakehead, 67 for the city of Shasta Lake, all the way down to Red Bluff. And there's a look at your 7-day outlook for Redding. Again, showers by tomorrow afternoon, evening. Showers, especially in the morning on Sunday, and then through the day on Monday, maybe a chance for showers. And then we dry out, warm up, low 70s by Wednesday and Thursday of next week. That is your morning update. I'll be back again at noon for your latest forecast. Have a great morning.
Wiggly mouth.
Woggy mouth.
No.
Painting.
Wiggy mouth.
It's Woogie Moth Painting.
It's Walgamith Painting, and yes, we'll paint anything.